I literally put my big toe on top of it and I died.
I don't think I can do it.
It's worth mentioning that Crash 4 is equally as hard as, if not harder than, the first Crash Bandicoot.
I see how they're adding these new...
Oh, we got a new stage here. Let's see what that can. Oh my god. 393. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Celine. Celine, help me. I'm gonna faint. Come back here.
Pendejo.
All right. So, it's been over 3 years since Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time had released. And still, to this day, many people still consider it as one of the hardest games in all the platforming space. Once again, being compared to Dark Souls. Ugh, I hate saying that. But what if I told you that there is now an unofficial version that is out right now that's actually targeted towards not only more casual players, but even has some features for some even more diehard players. But before we get there though, I'm in the unpopular territory that I actually do enjoy Crash Bandicoot 4's difficulty level. Is it hard? Yes, absolutely. But the punishment level can be mitigated by the player. One of the features that helps this game along is the fact that it has both modern and retro modes, allowing you to follow the classic number of lives formula, or you can go with modern mode, which basically allows you to die as many times as you like. Also, and you may not know this, but if you die a lot more in the game, it will actually start to spawn more checkpoint crates and more Aku-Akus to kind of help you get through the level. So if you're not going for the 100% goal and you just want to get to the end of the game, just to the end of the level, there is a help that will help you along the way. However, when it comes to 100% in the game, yeah, it can become a cruel punishment. And unfortunately, Crash Bandicoot fans, so this is me included, are gluttons for punishment. When we enter a level, we have this thought that we're going to 100% it on our first run, or at least get close to as 100% as possible on our first run and be able to rip through the entire game that way, just like we can with the Insane Trilogy. And then we're hit with the stark reality that no, you're not going to be doing that here. And I think a lot of people were very much disgruntled by that fact. This has led many people, both die-hard Crash fans and casual fans, to basically abandon all hope and thoughts of ever getting 106%. And this is backed by taking a look at the Crash Bandicoot 4 Platinum Trophy over on the PlayStation 5 and 4 network, as it has a whopping 0.2% completion rate. If we were to basically extrapolate that with the number of sales that the game got, which is 5 million sales as of October 2023, and again, this is presumptuous, but only about 10,000 people have actually 106% of the game. Again, this is only an estimate, and that's assuming that the 106% completion rate on PlayStation is the same over on Xbox and Nintendo Switch. But what if there was a way to play Crash 4 without a lot of the issues that some people have criticized it for? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time Enhanced. Crash 4 Enhanced is a fan mod that was created for the people who either did not enjoy Crash 4's difficulty spikes or did not enjoy some of the bloat that the game brought on. This mod adjusts how many boxes are in the level, their positioning and placement, the locations of gems, the number of gems, and much more. including some interesting features that even players who have platinum trophied the game might be intrigued to see. So why don't we just show right away what's new? When you first get into the game, whether you are super familiar with the game or not, you're not going to see much or any of a difference. Everything is going to seem the same, and that's going to initially be the whole point. This mod isn't going to completely replace every box and turn it into a brand new game, but as you continue through the levels, you're going to start seeing some small differences. The first one that you're going to notice right away are the gems, or more like the lack of gems. In the original Crash Bandicoot 4, you got 3 gems for getting a certain amount of Wumpa, 1 for getting all the boxes in the level, 1 hidden gem, and 1 for completing the level with 3 deaths or less. Depending on how many gems you got on a level, it determined whether or not you would unlock the skin attached to that level. However, in Crash Bandicoot 4 Enhanced, there are now only 2 gems per level, 1 for getting all the boxes and 1 that is hidden. Then, in order to unlock the skin from the level, you would have to have collected 90% of the total Wumpa on the level. And that's it. That's all the hoops you have to get through for the gems and for the skins. But what about the Insanely Perfect Relic? Well, that's still there, but this is where we get to other features as well. While the Insanely Perfect Relic is still there for you to get, there have been a number of difficulty adjustments. First and foremost, there are more checkpoint crates and Aku Aku boxes in areas that had long stints without any help, allowing you more chances to save yourself from either a bad jump or even more potential times to get the triple golden Aku Aku. Additionally, there are boxes that either have been moved, changed, or outright removed. Some of the more clever hidden boxes now have a trail of Wumpa that would be a hint to the player that helps them find those boxes. But wait, there's even more than that. One of the annoyances that used to be in this game were the timeline levels. No, I'm not talking about the parts where you play as the side characters. I'm talking about what you had to do afterwards. Basically, after you did a dedicated level for Cortex, Dingodile, and Tana, all the side timeline levels force you to have to go back and replay sections where Crash and Coco were involved. However, when you were playing Crash and Coco, the level was tweaked to be a little bit harder and bit different from when you initially played through. This has been completely removed. You will play the character as Dingodile, Tana, or whatever, and then when you finish that side character's level, you then will instant transmission to the end of the level as Crash and Coco, and that's it. You're done. No need for completing the level again as Crash and or Coco. Also, do you remember Rush Hour, where you play as Dingodile and then halfway through the level you switch to Tana? Except this level was so bloody long and it was basically the length of 2 full levels. Well, that problem is now gone, as the level has been split into 2 new levels. And trust me, it makes getting that Insanely Perfect Relic much, much easier, even though you have to get it twice now, because now you have a lot less of a chance to mess up. But Canadian guy, you might be thinking, what about them dreaded inverted levels? What about the levels that you would hate because you'd be playing the same level again, but flipped? And while some features like the echolocation or paint the world concepts were cool, others outright just burn your eyes and retinas out of your head and made everything really hard to see. It's gone. Just straight up. It's gone. There is no inverted mode in this game anymore. It has been outright removed. Now, if you were someone who actually really enjoyed all the inverted modes, which I'm sorry, that's very telling about what the kind of childhood that you had, this mod does come with a feature that allows you to turn it back on. but in terms of a regular playthrough to try and get the 106% full completion, you do not need to play through the inverted mode at all. My eyes very much appreciate this mod, if anything, just for that. But there have been other changes as well. After you get through one of the earlier levels, you immediately unlock the hyperspin. No, not the triple spin, the hyperspin. The triple spin was something that you would unlock when you finished the story of Crash Bandicoot 4. Basically, if you rhythmically tapped the spin button, your second and third spins would give Crash or Coco a little speed boost. However, the hyperspin, while it does work very similarly, does it a bit differently. If you can maintain the rhythmic tapping after the third spin, you can actually maintain that third boost speed indefinitely, allowing you to rip through levels at a quicker pace. Of course, if you stop or mess up, you have to rebuild the triple spin back up, or the hyperspin. Speaking of a quicker pace, the time trials have been changed and adjusted too, and it seems they've been made just a little bit more difficult. Now, take a deep breath and don't panic, there's an explanation. Because of hyperspin, it means that the times have to be slightly adjusted to compensate the fact that you can maintain a top speed. However, if you wanted to still get the 106% ending or just 106% completion, you only need to get the Sapphire Relic, which is the very first relic. No longer do you have to get the Platinum Relic to get full completion. But if you're a little nutty and you very much enjoyed the time trials and want an even harder challenge beyond the Toys for Bob relics, well, there are new relics introduced as well, called Master Relics. These are times that are so tightly tuned and of course adjusted for the hyperspin, you're going to need to know the location of every box, the location of everything that can kill you, and the mechanics of every single level like the back of your hand. It is quite a crazy feat to achieve this, so I wish luck to anybody who tries to attempt it. Finally, like the boxes, the colored gems are also tweaked, like the puzzle to get the red gem or the placement of the green gem. And there's also a brand new gem for you to find, a purple gem, which unlocks a bonus area that originally was a huge secret area. Now, there is even more tweaks and changes that I haven't even covered in this video. Now, if you want to play this mod, it requires you to have a version of Crash 4 on either Steam or Battle.net. Sadly, which of course you probably already know, this does not work on your typical Crash 4 on consoles. Unless you're a wizard and you mod your console, in which case you have a lot more confidence in yourself than I do. But if you have a PC version of Crash 4, doesn't matter which platform, I've included a link in the description below so you can try out this mod for yourself. Be sure to follow the instructions, especially if you've never modded Crash Bandicoot 4 before. So, by this point, you might be thinking that this game seems to be the definitive way to play Crash Bandicoot 4. And I do think it is a really great way to play it. In fact, I'm probably going to be playing this version for the foreseeable future. But I also loved the original way that Crash Bandicoot 4 was made. I think both versions are a lot of fun and both have their merits. But if this review has convinced you to try out this mod, then the link is in the description below and you can check it out for yourself and tell me, what do you think? And have you tried this mod already? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, if you're itching to get back to playing Crash Bandicoot, but you want to hear more about Crash Bandicoot 5, well, Crash Bandicoot 5 was recently in the news in a very strange and weird way. If you want to check that out, then you can check this video out right here because it's wild, it's weird. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.